Oh.
A low, tilting shelf marked in heavy block letters. Despised subgenres. Various sections are separated by narrow plastic dividers, each one labelled with the same neat script.
Alright, dude. Have a good one. Catch you later. Take care and thanks for dropping in.
A baffling assortment. Hairdresser music, children's choirs, self-love anthems, opinionated female vocalists, and too many keyboards. The labelling and sorting is as meticulous as it is uniformly disdainful. More labels, falsetto-centric, made for pederasts, made by pederasts, pretentious time signatures, yodeling, ululations et al. The section Weaponized Boredom includes such titles as Music for Dentist Waiting Rooms and Narcoleptic Landscapes, both by Eloisa Alba. The care placed into the organisation is itself an act of love, performed hatefully.
The disc in the back.
A single label fills up the entire back row. L-pop. You feel the media vendor's eyes on you as you flip through the offerings.
There are vomit bags behind the bin should the urge arise. What galls me is that it doesn't matter how I label any of it. These animals thank me for being thorough, then buy two.
You try, but it's difficult to find something you're interested in while wading through the labyrinth of the salesman's disdain. Whisper funk albums, kazoo devotionals, a breakup/meditation EP, an album cover where the singer hugs themselves in the mirror, track lists with 9-minute-long affirmations, a solo project described as ecstatically celibate. Almost as though you already knew what you were looking for, you turn straight towards the Made for Pederasts section. You pluck out a disc, ultravioletta, cover the moon when I'm gone. On the cover, the halo of a lunar eclipse frames the silhouette of a young woman, her outline distorted by the jagged edges of the costume she wears.
And what exactly would you call adults who fawn over dolled-up starlets too young to even own the rights to their own music? Don't tell me you're one of them. Never is the only safe answer.
Cool.
Reason will not help you here. Close your eyes and let your hand seek out what it wants. There. Swirling maelstroms of darkness adorn the album cover. Intricate but hardly visible patterns of black on slightly darker black. The band logo is an illegible scroll, allegedly composed of letters in a human script. On the spine you find the title, Blood Golem.
And the artist in the album.
The artist. The album is called I Will Know You by the Sound of Your Structures Crumbling. It is what your hand wanted and found. Violence. An all-out auditory assault.
That cover?
There is no track listing, no credits. Only violence in its purest form. Unjustified, unrighteous, primal. Now, always.
surprise discretion.
Still crass music on a crass replayable format, but at least it's not an active attempt to idiotize the population. I'll give you that.
He nods curtly. You turn your attention away from the shelf.
Right.
You return to the animals. You lift the shutter gently around you. Scattered pets come back at night. Or you
I
turn
am at
away.
night. Actually, let's see what happens with this again.
You step into the... You hear only the reverberation of your own. Still half hoping for something to happen. You hang up the phone.
Okay. Still disappointing.
Oh, you're back.
As you depart,
Still here. Nothing there. Okay. Don't have a right. Overlooks the... Access to the houseboat, upper audio. Okay, if I got a map. I need to get rid of this fatigue.
the stall remains as haphazard as ever, its payment bucket near empty. You flip through the stack of slim, staple-bound periodicals.
Take the book and leave some. Take the book.
You do the dishonest thing. Nothing changes in the world.
Loose end, you have a book, the guns. Make your own firearm.
One cover catches the Hombre Hombre. You've seen that name before, browsing at the newsstand while Tempo badgered and bartered over cigarettes.
Sure is a good start.
A quick flip through reveals the amount of blood spilled is only matched by the sheer amount of nudity. You do the dishonest thing. nothing changes in the world. The more recent issues focus on the emergent Lusian styles. The oldest among them feature
Mark's models stalk glossy pages, unidentifiable yet distinct in monochromatic pieces that striking silhouettes. Your eyes wander to the Lusian cover in less Augusta register. Teenage figures boast digital visors, baggy jumpsuits, runic charms, holographic animal circles. Their bodies projected from gadgets clipped at the belt or bracelets. Gimmicky teens, but teens love unite together under a common purchase. Every shirt and dress catches the light brilliantly rippled like coastal waves of gold, red, and purple as they hang off the posed body. Craftsmanship of this is obvious, as if the seamstress manipulated a fragment of fallen star. While it lacks the new age surprise of the Lusian clothes, there is a much warmer, living feel to it all. All silk? Reams of it. There are a couple of experiments in cotton, but they turned out even plainer looking than silks. Choice of models. Men are posed clumsily clutching straw fedoras. Women who are obviously not mothers hug unstained children, mirth bursting from their faces. Self-help book.
by far the largest collection. You see a
compare?
wild range of material, from an anti-aging guide to a series of books all by the same author, Vitor Kampf,
Who is that?
a prominent Lusian philosopher whose works have occasionally crossed over into international interest. Doesn't seem familiar.
Oh no.
He gazes back at you from the cover, darkly handsome in glossy black and white, with the far-off look of an old film star. Underneath it is stated, the philosophical bad boy for our times.
Philosophical bad boy of our times. God. Oh please, how bad could this man be? He's an academic.
You'd be surprised. There are some shocking cases of plagiarism out there.
Any worthwhile mystery novels here?
Depends on how much you enjoy predictable pursuits of serial killers, variably through occult forests and the urban stage.
Exactly my thing, let's go.
Unfortunately, the stall's offerings look pretty bare. Nothing catches your eye.
Romance?
A large space is allocated to the genre, but most of the books have been taken. Only a few worn stragglers remain. One of them doesn't even have any pages, just a dust jacket.
Oh, cool.
A shelf of scuffed books are united by their preference for black and apocalyptic red. On their spines, a series of grandiose words large enough to fill the universe. Equivalency, Heracles, Vantalandicon, Annihilation, Singularity, Nanoscale, Hyperdrive. Two of the titles stand out to you above the others. Light March of the Chosen and Greed in the Interzone. Pulpy space opera, not at its finest. The characters are heavily stereotypical, the plot is erratic, and there are spelling errors on nearly every page. A bunch of religious cultists travel through outer space in search of what they believe to be their god, but end up being swallowed by a planet.
Okay, here we go. If anybody's there, go for it. Freaking amazing.
Totally. It's a shame the word planet is mistyped as plant on the final page. Part of the charm of the mass market paperback. A proper copy edit would have sucked all the juice out. Despite its dull cover, it seems to be an outright attack on the current state of reality, realized as an adventure through a futuristic city that thrives on depravity.
Who wrote this?
A notorious Lusian novelist and heroin addict.
Oh.
After
Oh,
her
good.
work attracted the attention of the Ministry of Mass Culture, Barseed was forced to flee for the relative protection of the Eastern Republics. The author photo shows her sat on a disheveled bed, about to jab a needle into her arm,
Oh, good.
biting a tourniquet wrapped tightly around the target limb.
Interesting.
Between all the gay
What's the
sex,
thought line?
violence, and drug taking, there's
Wow.
a serious point about how we're being held back by the unfettered impulses of the ruling class.
Right. How is this city depicted in the future?
It's not much different to a modern-day city, except the laws are much more lax, and what would be considered immoral now has become fairly normal.
Oh. Doesn't sound that futuristic. There's all the cool techno stuff. Perversion into badgery. My kind of place.
Certain conservative critics attempt to ban the novel on the grounds that certain readers can't tell the difference between depicting something and endorsing it.
Yep. Bagman will approve this.
If anything, he would object to labeling it fiction. The book resumes its place among the others. Hundreds of printed materials. You return to hundreds of... You turn away from the...
Thank you, bookshelf.
You're back. And you still look like...
Sure.
Wow, bitches.
You pick up the payphone's handset. You step away.
The hell? Operant toolkit? What does that mean?
If I said I want...
Warily.
It's still there.
The one personal touch. Lights glint. The document has to be. The license is real. Perhaps something to confront the good doctor about.
91.
A collage of someone else's life, but you avert your eye. A simulation of company. Careful.
Hello, again.
Interrogate him? Damn it.
Hit this costume fraud with an undeniable truth. The bureaucrats date stamp.
No.
Oh. Oh. Not violating anything. We didn't do much. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Stay tuned for what happens next. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone's I'm lost for words, but thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you all. This is an awesome game. Please, if you're on YouTube, consider giving me a subscribe. Maybe like the video just to know that you're watching. That'd be most appreciated. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. That'd be amazing. Thank you very much. If you're on Twitch, jump over to YouTube and check out the other playthroughs I have. I'm going to put the start of this up very, very shortly. So if you missed anything, just jump there, have a look. I'm very unconventional gamer. I'm very strange when it comes to it. I do things differently here. I give you the raw gameplay of everything. So, and I also tell you what not to do, like a lot of this I've done. So if you enjoy me, please hit that follow, hit that subscribe, hit that like. You know the deal. Until next one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next stream. Thanks, guys.